You said it again today. I'm fine. Maybe to your mom, maybe to a friend who asked too quickly, maybe just to yourself. In the mirror, in the quiet between one task and the next. Because the alternative felt too heavy to hold. And nobody questioned it. Because you look fine. You look composed, capable, like someone who has it together. That's the cruelest part, isn't it? The more you've learned to carry, the less anyone thinks to ask if the weight is real. There's a particular loneliness that comes with being the one people rely on, the one who figures it out, the one who keeps moving. Nobody checks on the girl who seems okay. Nobody sits with her in the dark. So you learn to be okay, fluently, convincingly. You learn to tuck the exhaustion behind competence, to mask the ache with productivity, to answer, "How are you?" before anyone could mean it. And it worked. It worked so well you almost forgot you were doing it. But late at night, after the screens go dark, after the last conversation ends, something surfaces. Not drama, not tears necessarily, just weight. A heaviness with no clean name. A quiet that isn't peaceful. The feeling of being surrounded by people and still somehow unreachable. You lie there and wonder if this is just what life feels like. If everyone is this tired beneath the surface. If the distance you feel from your own joy is permanent now, or just where you live. I want to tell you something. Nothing is wrong with you. Not because that's a comforting thing to say, but because it's true. What's happening inside you isn't a flaw in your character. It's the weight of years of being asked by your family, your culture, your own survival to be palatable, presentable, fine. You didn't betray yourself on purpose. You did what you had to do to get through. But the body remembers. Every time you swallowed something that needed to be said, every time you smiled through a moment that deserved grief, every time you kept going when what you actually needed was to stop, completely stop, and be held by something. The body keeps the record quiet, and then one day it speaks in the only language left, numbness, disconnection. That strange flatness that descends even in the middle of a perfectly ordinary afternoon. That flatness isn't emptiness. It is signal. It's you, underneath all the performance, finally asking to come home. And I know home sounds abstract when you don't always feel it in the place you sleep, or with the people who raised you, or in the version of yourself you show the world. But there is another kind of home, the one you find when you stop performing for even a few minutes, when you sit somewhere quiet, by water, under open sky, in a room with low light and no obligations, and feel, briefly, like you don't have to be anything, like you can just be. Unwitnessed, unpolished, real. That feeling, that exhale, that's not escape. That's return. So this is me, sitting in the dark with you, not to fix it, not to give you a framework or a 5-step plan, just to name what I think you already know, but haven't had anyone say out loud. You are tired because you have been holding so much for so long. Your silence isn't stoicism, it is weight. Your fine isn't fine, and it doesn't have to be. You're allowed to stop performing now, not for anyone watching, not as a project or a practice, just here, in this moment. You don't have to be impressive right now. You just have to be. Welcome home. This is Within Her.